What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Star Wars Season 7 Episode 10 video. And wow, was that one hell of an episode. I loved absolutely every single minute of it, and it really was one of the best episodes this season. This story arc is shaping up to be just stunning, and it does feel like they're going to make this an entire movie, because yet again we didn't have the intro there for the episode. We didn't have Tom Kane speaking, we didn't have the proper opening or anything like that, so it does feel like this is setting us up for a movie. But this was stunning. This was everything I wanted the Clone Wars to be. This was a battle with Maul, who is obviously one of the biggest fan favourites here, obviously in Star Wars. He's a character, ever since I saw episode 1, I just was in shock that they killed him off straight away and replaced him with some old dude as an apprentice and a robot who collects lightsabers. Obviously that's doing Dooku and Grievous a bit of a disjustice there, but the fact remains that Maul is easily the coolest character with the coolest voice, of course, played by Sam Witwer here. And I'm gutted that we will never see a proper version of Maul on the screen with Peter Serafinowicz there, who voiced the original role in The Phantom Menace. But nonetheless, this was voice acting at its absolute pinnacle. The monologues from Maul just show how much pain he is actually in, and it shows that he really is struggling with the fact that it's all going wrong. He literally invaded Mandalore just so he can screw over Sidious, but all this just fell into the puppet master plans of Sidious, and he did this just so he could lure Anakin Skywalker to the planet to take him out, because he has had visions of Order 66. He knows that Sidious is going to destroy the entirety of the Jedi Order, and what does that mean for him? Well, obviously, considering the fact that he is an apprentice who has survived being killed and has actually gonna destroy, or could destroy, Sidious, maybe, and is a threat. He's even more of a threat, really, than the Jedi Order, because they have absolutely missed everything. Somehow there's been a cast of illusion spell over them, and Sidious is able to literally do what he wants. It seems a bit plot armor, but that is that, and Maul knows exactly what's going to happen next, and Ahsoka, he's revealing it to Ahsoka at least. And I would have liked to see some more episodes to explore the discussions between Maul and Ahsoka, because they are both on the same path. They are really on the same path here. Ahsoka has rejected the Jedi Order. Maul has been rejected himself by his Sith Order. No, I'm not won't go there with that. But they have both been, or at least been, hurt in a very similar ways. And if Ahsoka had been able to actually talk to Anakin, well, maybe he could have been talked out of this lure to the dark side. Now, we know that the episode is overlapping with episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and I've just watched Revenge of the Sith as well, because I had to watch it. The acting in it by Hayden Christensen I forgot just how bad it really is. But don't get me wrong, it's my favourite of the prequel movies by a long, long way. I love every second of that damn movie. But it's really interesting here that Dooku is already dead. Dooku is dead, and, well, it's not going well for the Separatists at all, because Grievous is just about to be murked by our boy Obi-Wan. As we see him speak in this episode, he's wearing the cloak and he is about to kill Grievous. He literally wears the cloak as he gets on the kind of whatever kind of speeder device he has to go and fight Grievous. That's literally about to happen. He's literally about to go and fight Grievous as that hologram ends there. You can see him acting shifty, and he looks like he's about to be caught. So that definitely happens next, which leads us obviously to the attack on Sidious by Mace Windu, or they go to arrest him, which is imminent, very imminent, and this is all happening very, very fast there. So it's very cool there. Now we see a very, very, very awesome little Han Solo movie cameo from Dryden Voss, obviously played by Paul Bettany, as we see Maul talk to his crime bosses, and he mentions that just to go in hiding, and well, they need to, because if they're on the wrong side of this after, they're going to be absolutely destroyed. But we know that crime syndicate does very, very well because, well, we see Maul pop up at the end of Solo. Kira is told to go and meet him on Dathomir, which is curious to say the absolute least, because Dathomir is an absolute wasteland in Jedi Fallen Order. So is that going to play into that later on? But we know that Dryden Voss does very, very well out of this. And Maul is working from the shadows, controlling all of this. So I'd love to see more of that, but I don't think we'll get a Solo sequel anytime soon. But we see Dryden Voss there as one of those holograms. But this is Skywalker's ascension to the dark side, and we see the reaction from Ahsoka, which is just heartbreaking. It is one of the best reactions, and the animations on the face just look amazing. Obviously, reactions can't really be that well. You can only voice them. The animation is obviously limited in what you can really do with this, especially with such a stylized format. But the look on her face just shows that she is absolutely heartbroken, and she knows what is going to happen. And Maul's reaction to it being Ahsoka on the planet, he is gutted because, well, he wants to kill Skywalker. He wants to destroy him and hopefully stop this from happening. Now, what is his end goal from this? He will never be the absolute power that the Sith Lord Sidious has. So what does he really want to gain from this? He just is a bit lost. He has no real purpose until obviously we find him later on in Rebels, when he finds his real true purpose there, helping obviously that crew and helping Ezra. Order 66 is coming. We know that Order 66 is the big thing. Order 66 is coming in a big damn way. Now the question is, just how fast will this actually happen? Now this happens probably in about the latter 2/3 of Revenge of the Sith, and considering that the first 2/3 of it are pretty much Grievous and the start of the movie on the Invisible Hand, well, Order 66 will probably happen in the next episode or two, with the actual show ending here on May the 4th, which just absolutely, their timing of that has been perfect there as well. But Order 66 is indeed coming, and seeing where this goes next and seeing it actually happen from Ahsoka's point of view is what I think will be really, really cool. And I do hope we may see a bit more of Anakin Skywalker as well in Order 66, because obviously I don't think that this happened so soon. They kind of blitzed through that in Revenge of the Sith, which kind of sucked. I was a bit gutted. They didn't see that. We didn't see the full impact of that. So I think that's definitely what's going to happen next. But Maul has been captured, which I was very, very surprised about. I was very surprised that Maul was actually captured there by Jesse, who is still alive. Thank God, he's one of my favourites. But obviously Rex, we know, he's the man. So we're going to see that happen and see how these clone troopers realise that they were actually used to kill the Jedi. This is their true purpose, and why they were kind of created and engineered by Sidious there, to say the least. Now, of course, they've got the tracking chip. Fives knows all about it. He's been shouting it from the rooftops until he almost got absolutely Epstein there. And he knows the truth. He knows the truth about what is going to happen, and where will they go next with this, with Maul. Will he be interrogated and finally reveal exactly what the true plans are? And that also is a bit of a problem for the movies, because we don't actually see much of where that happened next. We never saw where that went, and we never saw it really from the clone troopers' point of view. But I think that's interesting, to say the least, and I'm very excited to see where we go next. And seeing him interrogated will be curious, because he can actually read into people's minds. So maybe him being captured was part of the plan, so he can kind of influence things in his own way. And we need to see how he escapes, because we know he escapes, because not only did he pop up in Rebels, he also popped up in Solo as well. So we'll probably see more of that, and I'd be interested to see if we see Kira or any people from Solo there. But we probably won't. It's just me having absolute wishful thinking. But overall, the episode was stunning. The acting, the voice acting, the animation, everything just worked perfectly. But that's it for this video. I'll see you soon.